Okay, this video is some thoughts on hair loss. So where this comes from is, I live in the Midwest where it's really cold, and it's been really cold lately, so I've said to myself, I'm not going to be cold this year. I'm wearing two hats. I got a tight little wool hat beneath my big hat, and I said, no more being cold for me, and I was all happy. I feel all warm, and I didn't think about it too much. I was just glad I'm nice and warm. And then I noticed something. When I looked at my foot, I noticed that I don't have any hair right above my ankle because of my socks. And I remember my mother used to say to me, don't wear your hat tight or you're going to lose your hair. My mom was real funny. I used to have a hairbrush, boar bristles. I just bought it at the grocery store. And she says, don't wear that brush. Don't use that brush. It's going to make you lose your hair. And I said, Ma, quit bugging me. It's just a brush. It's not a big deal. And, a couple days later, my brush disappeared. I said, Ma, you see my brush? She said, no, I haven't seen it. So a couple weeks later, I go to the grocery store and I buy a new one. And she says, you should not use that brush. It's going to lose your hair. And I said, stop bugging me, Mom. And a couple days later, I lose the brush. I asked my mom, she's seen it. She said no. So I don't know where it is. I figure my brother or my sister took it or something, or, the maid stole it or something. So anyways, it was about 10 years later. I came back to live in my parents' house for a little while. And I went in my mom's bathroom one day because the other bathroom was being used by one of my brothers or sisters. And I go to the bottom drawer. And for some reason, I don't know why I went to the bottom drawer, but there I had like 5 of my brushes at my mom. She was too cheap to throw them away, but she would steal them from me and put them in her bathroom. I thought that was funny. Anyways, so wearing tight socks makes you lose hair around your ankle. So I said, gee, what a dumb shit I am. I'm wearing a tight hat, and I'm wearing 2 hats. I'm probably going to, make myself bald on the side of the head from that. So I said I stopped doing that because I don't really need to do it anymore. The way I live now, it's not as cold as it used to be because I used to have to park outside. Now I can park indoors. Okay, so anyways, what I'm saying is the big point from this is don't be wearing tight hats because that can make you lose hair. Now I'm going to go into some more causes of hair loss. Everybody knows, you've heard it's genetic, especially on your father's side, but it can be genetic. Women can get hair loss too, male pattern in the front especially, women especially kind of all over. Male pattern hair loss is called androgenic alopecia, loss of hair. Females sometimes get it after big drops in estrogen, like after delivering a baby, after becoming postmenopausal. Diabetes will cause hair loss. Dr. McDougall has an article at his website, drmcdougall.com, and it says, can diabetes cause hair loss and 11 other common conditions? And yes, it can. I mean, diabetes, plugs up arteries. So if you plug up the arteries to your scalp, you can lose the hair. It's also, I heard that Asians have increased hair loss since they've been eating a more westernized diet. So it can in part be due to atherosclerosis. Let's see what else. Hypothyroid can do it. Tight hats, we just talked about that, like tight socks. That's called frictional alopecia, when it's being pulled on by a tight hat or tight socks. Like I said, so I stopped wearing those hats. Traction alopecia from tight hairstyling. So if you're pulling really hard on the hair to make tight buns with your hair, ladies, ponytails, perms, bleaching it, cornrows, all of that stuff can, or hot oil treatments, all that stuff can lead to hair loss. Hair pulling disorder, trichotillomania. Some people do that because they're nervous. Emotional shock after a big major event can cause some hair loss. Medical things, some medications can do it. Acne pills, antifungals, beta blockers, cholesterol lowering drugs, some birth control pills. You can get autoimmune alopecia, autoimmune disease. You can lose your scalp, eyebrows, eyelashes, like Cyrus Khamzat from Mastering Diabetes. That's what he had. Iron deficiency can lead to it, iron deficiency anemia. Gluten sensitivity can lead to hair loss. Fungal infections like ringworm, cancer chemotherapy, radiation therapy to the head. Watch out for that finasteride drug. I had a couple patients, viewers complaining that they got this post-finasteride syndrome with rather severe effects. So I wouldn't use that. But anyways, it was just, looking at the hair loss size above my ankles from my socks that made me say, I better not be wearing these tight hats anymore. Anyways, I thought that was kind of funny. All right.